Have you ever had a day where you just feel bad or maybe stressed? You use one of these vague blanket terms to describe a whole storm of negativity inside you. It's a heavy feeling. That single word, stressed, feels huge and overwhelming, like a 10-ton weight on your shoulders. You don't know where it starts or where it ends. It's just everything. And because you can't define it, you can't possibly fight it. How do you solve a problem that's just a giant, messy scribble? What if you could take that giant, shapeless monster of a feeling and, just by looking at it and giving it a proper name, shrink it down to something manageable? What if naming your emotion was the same thing as taming it? It's not magic, it's neuroscience. And it's one of the most practical superpowers you can learn. Welcome back to Smarty Bytes Cafe. In our last video, we learned the importance of self-awareness by checking in on our emotional weather. We learned to notice if our inner world was sunny, cloudy, or stormy. Today, we're taking the essential next step. It's not enough to know a storm is brewing. To truly gain control, you need to know if it's a storm of anger, a fog of disappointment, or a hailstorm of anxiety. This practice is called affect labeling, or improving your emotional granularity. It's the skill of using precise and specific words to describe what you're feeling. And scientific studies show it has an immediate, calming effect on your brain. So how does this work? Neuroscientists at UCLA put people in an MRI scanner and showed them upsetting images. As you'd expect, the emotional part of their brains, the amygdala, lit up like a fire alarm. This is your brain's emotional accelerator. But then, they asked the participants to simply label the emotion they saw. They just had to say, that person looks angry, or that person looks sad. The moment they did this, something amazing happened. Activity in the emotional amygdala went down, and activity in the thinking part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, went up. In other words, the simple act of naming the emotion hit the brakes on the emotional reaction. It's like turning down the volume on your internal alarm system, allowing your rational mind to take the controls. When you just feel bad, your amygdala is running wild. But when you pause and say, okay, I'm not just bad, I'm feeling disappointed because the project was delayed, you've just handed the problem from your emotional brain to your thinking brain. And your thinking brain is a problem solver. The problem is, most of us have a very limited emotional vocabulary. We use stressed, mad, and fine to cover hundreds of different feelings. To get good at this, we need more words. Let's take that monster called stressed. What could it really be? Are you feeling overwhelmed because you have too many tasks? Are you anxious about an upcoming presentation? Do you feel inadequate to handle a new challenge? Or are you simply impatient with a slow-moving colleague? Each of those is a different problem with a different solution. You can't solve stressed, but you can solve overwhelmed by delegating one task. You can solve anxious by preparing for your presentation. Let's make this practical. We're going to upgrade the emotional check-in from our last video. This week, when you do your check-ins, I want you to add a second step. First, identify the weather. I'm feeling stormy. Then, try to give that storm a specific name. Ask yourself, what is a more precise word for this feeling? Instead of just stormy or bad, try to find one level deeper. This isn't just a storm, it's a storm of frustration. Or, this isn't just a cloud, it's a fog of uncertainty. You don't have to fix it. The only goal is to go from a vague feeling to a specific word. The more you practice, the faster your brain will learn to hit the brakes on that emotional alarm. Clarity is power. When you can look at the chaos inside you and put a name to it, you take back control. You move from being a victim of your emotions to being a detective of your inner world. An emotion that is named is an emotion that is tamed. It's the first step not just to managing your feelings, but to understanding what they are trying to tell you. If you're ready to learn what to do after you've named your emotion, make sure you subscribe, because in our next video, we're exploring the brain's control panel, self-regulation. For today's question, think of a time you felt stressed this week. What's a more specific word for what you were actually feeling? Share it in the comments below. Thanks for stopping by the Smarty Bytes Cafe. Now go out there and start labeling. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and share it with someone who could benefit from this superpower. If you want more insights into your amazing brain, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share it with a friend who could use this superpower.